Hey everybody, Destroyer here, back with another cast from the 2v2 tournament from June, hosted by GameReplays.org. This is the second game of round 1, Group B, the game of Wolfy and Itacharos, excuse me, versus May Shadow and May Shadow PuL, or May SH PuL. I'm assuming it's May Shadow PuL, but I was calling May PuL because I find it amusing for some reason. But yeah, the bottom team is May PuL and as Isengard, and his teammate May Shadow, obviously, as Goblins in the bottom left. In the top left, we have Wolfy as Dwarves, and his partner Itacharos as Dwarves as well. So 2 Dwarves. Ooh. 2 Dwarves against a Goblin and Isengard. I definitely say the bottom team has an advantage here, as Goblins are pretty hard to deal with, as Dwarves I feel. Sometimes. I don't know. Just from what I've seen. Because Goblins are quite quick and they can split up and attack multiple areas, and Dwarves are very slow. And both teams being Dwarves might be a problem, as both teams will be very slow. So we'll see. I don't know who wins this yet, because I didn't look at the spoiler, but we'll find out, I guess, won't we? So, May Shadow opening up with a Goblin Cave there. He'll begin immediately spamming Goblins, and May PuL will begin clansteading, and he'll undoubtedly go for Wildman as soon as that's up. As you see, he has his waypoint set there, and some Wildman immediately being purchased. A couple Guardians coming out from Itacharos there, out of his Hall of Warriors, having queued up to go right in front of the tunnel so he can immediately go into it. Always a good idea to queue your buildings up in front of your tunnels when you have a army like Dwarves or Goblins, I feel. And Wolfy doing the same thing in the top left there. So we have some Goblins coming across the field now. Well, he could potentially go capture... Oh wait, has anyone captured the outpost? Yes, Dwarves actually. Wolfy has captured the outpost, also building a mine shaft right next to it, so he has easy access to defend it. Good idea. And it doesn't look like anyone's actually challenging that at the moment. Although I say that as Isengard runs his troops in here. So he'll probably knock it down, as he probably won't have time to actually claim that. It looks like Goblin's actually putting a forward mine on this hill. May Shadow putting a very sneaky mine. Nobody will see that unless they go up the hill. I'm fairly certain. So that'll be difficult to deal with. And as you see, like I said, Goblins going everywhere, as that is the strength of Goblins, really. The spam, you can just send them all over the place. And we actually have a beacon being placed by Wolfy, a builder being killed. I guess he was signaling that his forward mine had been destroyed. There is another forward mine here from Wolfy, but that will probably be taken out very quickly as well. Although there is one over here, and he will begin pushing forward immediately. Also has some Guardians in here. We have Creebane purchased from Isengard. Wolfy obviously having Rallying Call, everyone else having War Chant and Rallying Call. So nothing special there. But Creebane will be useful here, as May PuL, I'm sure, knows. But he did lose his clansteading very quickly. Might even lose his Uruk Pit. That would be a pretty rough blow early game. Furnace being knocked down too. And yeah, I'd say Beacon being placed by Wolfy showing he's doing alright, I guess. Although Goblins are going to start spamming and swarming the other players, destroying all their mine shafts, and just being a general nuisance. But the Goblins also might want to come over here and help his partner, as he won't have any troop production structures very soon. So May PuL is actually going to lose his Uruk Pit there. He's lost a clansteading, Uruk Pit, and a Furnace. And he really doesn't have much now. So things aren't looking good for him. We have 4 Goblin Caves, though, from May Shadow. So May Shadow definitely ready to bring the pain with some Goblins. And fortunately, he's fortunate he is Goblins, because he will be able to cover his partner as well with that amount of spam. And now let's go up north, as those Dwarves are dispatched. As you see, he will begin attacking farms and mine shafts all over the place. I guess they're all mine shafts, since they're all Dwarves. Some Guardians being sent out to dispatch them, but he's still going to lose it, I think. And yes, this mineshaft does go down. Itacharos does lose it, unfortunately for him. And the mineshaft over here was destroyed as well. But a forge works being thrown up by Wolfy, hoping to get some battle wagons, I'd imagine. Those battle wagons are pretty good for countering goblin spam. It's pretty much the only thing you can do, really, as dwarves, I feel. As, I mean, guardians in a fight can actually kill goblin warriors without much trouble, but if there's just so much, what can you do? And the answer is, not a whole lot if you don't have battle wagons. Although if you have a strong army backed up by some men of Dale, possibly, then you might be alright. We actually have a Uruk pit being thrown in the middle there. PuL actually opting to build buildings outside of his base, as maybe the enemy won't look there. But he will need to get rid of this mineshaft here if he doesn't want them to see it. As it is pretty close. Can he actually see that? I think he actually can't, as it looks like it's right out of his vision. We also have cave bats being bought by the goblin player here, May Shadow. And let's see what else we got. Nothing else so far. Oops. Go back to observing all players. Okay, there we go. And yeah, just great use of goblin spam from May Shadow. Hopefully he'll help his partner get back on his feet. In a 2v2, it's extremely important that your partner does not die, or else you die, basically. Unless you're just gifted. But lots of goblins here. The battle wagon taking out a lot of guys there, throwing an oil cask, or an oil barrel. Actually, oil cask is the fortress one. And as you see, this battle wagon is just doing a lot of work. Also having some phalanxes in here. Although they will be eventually killed by all these guys. There's just too many guys here. But this is why you need battle wagons as dwarves against goblins. They're pretty crucial. As you see, they just crush goblin spam. If you can keep it alive, it'll make a huge difference. Did he ever find that? No, he did not ever find that forward mine from May Shadow. Or tunnel. And actually having a second battle wagon here. So he has it upgraded with an axe thrower. Axe throwers are a good addition. Axe throwers are actually pretty good against structures as well. So they're quite nice for just running around attacking like stuff. He does need to get rid of this. I'm sure he's well aware. And he will begin attacking it. Doesn't look like the axe throwers are doing anything, does it? The axe throwers are just sitting there for some reason. It's a little strange. And yeah, just lots of blue on the map, I gotta say. There's goblin warriors everywhere. Definitely Itacharos is feeling the pain of the goblins. But his battle wagons are just doing an incredible job here. If you can keep them alive, they'll just make all the difference in the world. A wall hub being thrown down by Itacharos to save his builder. That is definitely a pro strategy in patch 2.02 to save your builders, as long as you're in the fortress range. To throw down a wall hub, as they're very hard to destroy, and then just cancel it right after it's out of danger. Which I feel is kind of a bit cheaty, honestly. I wish that wasn't a thing, but maybe it'll be changed. Who knows? I don't think wall hubs, while building, should be tanky. They should be just as weak as every other structure, because they're not even built yet. It doesn't make sense. But whoever cares. I don't care. We have the battle wagon still here, crushing lots of goblins. He's trying desperately to save his mineshaft. I don't think he's going to manage to, as it will go down there. Also attacking Itacharos here. As you see, May Shadow's just doing an excellent job microing and macroing everywhere, attacking every front and back. It's crazy. And really, getting goblins is really a good thing for most players, I'd feel. I think goblins is one of the stronger teams, if used correctly. If not the strongest team. Just their spam is so insane, and their late game units are tough. Extremely tough. Those half-troll swordsmen and marauders, as well as cave trolls and mountain giants and spider riders. Very, very good. But even sticking to a goblin spam can be quite effective, as you see here. As May Shadow has no intention of doing anything else at the moment. So he's getting spiderlings, though, to counter the battle wagons, possibly. As I believe Spiderlings can't be trampled by battle wagons, if I'm not mistaken. And they're also very fast, so they can actually catch them. They're not the toughest units in the world, but they're definitely useful. And probably the only thing he can do at the moment to try and counter these battle wagons. This one being level 5 has been alive for quite a while. Also has the banner upgrade on it, so they have a couple pikes there, as well as the leadership bonus for being around it. And we have a scuffle here. Let's take a look at the powers. Itacharos, the dwarf from the top right, has Undermine now. Goblins have Tainted Land, Warchain, and Cave Bats. We have Wildman from the bottom right player, so we'll see those eventually. And we have Rebuild from Wolfy in the top left. And yeah, these battle wagons not going to do a whole lot against Isengard team, as he does have a couple pike battalions. He's definitely prepared. And if the battle wagon runs on these pikes, it is toast. This is not very effective against that. I do hear a Summon of Dale from one of the teams in the north. Wolfy, the top right player. So he has summoned in the Men of Dale to save his battle wagon, actually. Interesting. I guess that is a good call, as it will begin killing all these spiderlings and goblin warriors. And they did a good job of that, I gotta say. It looks like we do have a goblin assault. Oh, you're gonna take the forge works. Oh, that sucks. This Wolfy was trying to get some battle wagons of his own. Looks like he managed to get... Is this Wolfy's? Yeah, Wolfy got one battle wagon out. Possibly this is his as well. Yeah, it is. So he does have a few battle wagons. He's gonna need to throw down that forge work again though. I guess he'll need that forge works. There's actually a goblin forward mine right here. This needs to go away. Definitely don't want that in your base. And actually a double attack on Itacharos. This is not good. Wildmen being summoned in. Lots of pikes and wildmen and goblins everywhere over here. Itacharos is in big trouble. There's also an attack on PuL's base. But will it be enough? There's a fair sizable amount of dwarves here, as he did use Undermine to get in the back of the base. Maybe they're base racing. Dwarves going with the oil casks, potentially going to kill millions of goblins. Goblin genocide is about to happen, I feel. I can't wait. Does he notice this? Actually throwing down the Tainted Land, I don't think that's going to be enough to save the goblin warriors, though. And it looks like he does scatter his troops, as he might notice that is there. I want to see it happen. The dwarves actually being pushed off, as wall hubs are being thrown up. And it looks like he will retreat, seeing that the oil cask is actually purchased. He doesn't want to lose his entire army. I'd say that's a smart idea, as all these units will probably die to that, even standing on Tainted Land. Dwarves still pushing forward though, doing a decent amount of damage to PuL's base. He's taking a wall hub and a tower there, but he is slowly running out of troops. And I don't think it's going to be enough, as PuL is just killing them with crossbows there. And they're slowly whittling down. I don't know if they use this, but it looks like they have charge attack and they haven't used it. Definitely want to use this charge attack if you have it. That does give the buff. It doesn't look like it has been used. So possibly could have been a little better of an attack if he would have used that. But there is a lot going on, I realize. And he has to rebuild his base as well, which is never ideal. And now his partner is actually under siege. Wolfy is in big trouble here as well. Goblin Warriors just overwhelming with the Isengard support. And I think the bottom team is going to take this game. The Mate Clan. As there's no defense left for Wolfy or Itacharos. And yeah, definitely the top team has lost this game. There's no doubt about that. I think the matchup was really just... It was a bad matchup for them. We have two spam teams against two really slow teams, which is not ideal. Possibly if one team was a dwarf and the other team was something better, like a goblin or something, they would have done better. Wolfy has been defeated. He quits out of the game. And the same goes for Itacharos. So, the victors of this game are the Mate Clan, Mei Shadow, and PuL. So well played to them. And congratulations on their victory. So yeah, that is one game apiece. I'm not sure if there's a third game. I didn't see one at the time of this recording in the replay section, but if there is one, I will keep an eye out for it. So yeah, until next time, I will see you for another cast of the tournament. So, see you next time.